And tweet going up as well.
No, wait, I wasn't ready.
Too late.
Oh.
Wait, not sign
I
up,
think I
sign
blinked.
in. Not sign up, sign in. Streaming Curse of the Players and my beautiful bard.
This sounds like a really fun module.
sounds like I'm writing bad fan fiction. I'm just using you all to write really bad fan fiction.
Yeah, I can see it.
I'm alright with it.
Is that not how DMing works? Like,
well, but I mean, like bad fan fiction where like all my NPCs are just to self-insert Mary Sue's. You know, the first session I ever GM'd, and Crystal was a part of this. The first session I ever GM'd, I was absolutely horrible. I got my stepmother killed in like 2 hours.
Didn't she like get beheaded or something?
Yeah, she got beheaded by a goblin and locked herself in a room and would not talk to us. And to make it even worse, the worst sin of all was I had them hired and following an NPC that was much stronger than them because it was my own self-insert. Awesome guy. I was like, Chris, how old was I? I was like freshman in high school.
Yeah,
it was in Victoria. It was in Victoria, Texas, so I had to be a freshman. Just starting to be a sophomore in high school. I had no idea how to do any of that, and I was just like, man, wouldn't it be cool? They could see how awesome my guy is. Oh, it was so bad. It was so bad. It's one of my cringiest
But you've
moments.
learned.
Yeah, I'm much more subtle now. I get away with my self-insert way more. Actually, no, I've changed so much. I don't like self-insert. I don't roleplay to be myself. That's pointless.
Yeah, you gave him a V-neck silk shirt and
Oh my god.
and arthritis.
And Fabio hair.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't roll for shit during gameplay.
I've taken to, especially when I do player characters in RPGs now, I've taken to making characters that are so vastly different than myself, because what's the fun in playing yourself all the time? And so instead of, you know, the real me who's super intelligent and tall and smart, I play short, dumb halfling. Because I'm not arrogant.
Gotcha. So
Yeah.
that's why you made Al.
Exactly. You know, Al was probably the closest to me that I've made in a very long time, and even he is very different than me.
Is that why he made a cabbage farmer?
Oh God, yes. Okay, I take it back. That's the closest to me. That was me just self-inserting right there. No, but I mean, Al would probably have the same beliefs and morals I do, except for the whole murdering people in cold blood. That's very much not me. Anyway, this isn't about me. This is about you guys. How you doing?
Yeah.
Oh, hang on, let me close my door.
You're doing good. We're gonna storm a building.
Woo!
Hopefully not die.
Hello, everyone
the
on the
plan.
stream. This beautiful stream of a tabletop game coming at you at 60 frames a second. I hope you appreciate that.
It's beautiful.
Seems very necessary.
Definitely. You know, for our unmoving map.
Yeah.
And primarily
clear,
stationary tokens.
60 frames a second. I hope your monitor refresh rates can handle it.
Honestly, this isn't even 4K. I don't know if I want to watch it anymore.
So when last session, wow, it was a very interesting last session. You guys got scolded a bit. Not all of you. Mostly just the old guard.
I mean, yeah, no, you're right.
You got scolded a bit because, you know, you burnt a house down, and with it, all the evidence of what Jolestina had done. And not only is that dangerous for the city and all the people in it, and though I did, like I said, I did give you guys credit out of character, of course. Not that Chrysidia knows. I did give you guys credit that you did consider this, And you weren't wrong technically, you just aren't fire experts, so you can't make the best judgment calls there. But no one was hurt, luckily, but you did burn down all the evidence that points to Jolestina, with the exception of your witness testimonies, which wouldn't count for a whole lot given that you were seen carrying her away tied up from a building that burned down several minutes later. Might raise some questions. So the plan now is that when all of this has blown over, if it all blows over, that Jolestina will be transported to Ria's Paladin Order of Love, because that's really the only options that Cressetti has got left, other than killing her herself or letting her loose on the streets again, and she doesn't like either of those options much. Some better than others. So that's that, and Cressetti was very, very displeased with you guys, Muri in particular. She did the whole, I'm not angry, Muri. I'm disappointed.
No, I'm pretty sure she was angry and disappointed.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she was both there.
She hit you with the double whammy there. It's a fair point.
Look, in this campaign we make character appropriate decisions, not smart decisions.
As you should. And then afterwards, Aras went to go hire a private investigator to investigate Shala's family. An interesting choice with that, Aras. Not investigate Shala herself, but investigate her family. I guess on the theory that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. So if you study the tree, you might learn about the apple?
No, it's a starting point.
Sure.
To find out if she really is who she says she is.
I absolutely makes sense to me. Unfortunately, or fortunately, however you want to look at it, the PI that you went to go hire, who was actually considered one of the top PIs in town, would not touch the case, and told you exactly why for 50 gold. The one time someone came up to him asking him to investigate the Valentine family, because they thought that their younger brother was being seduced by one of the Valentine families, and he wanted to see if they were on the up and up. They were famous bards, after all, but this gentleman was a noble, and he wanted to make sure they were of proper stature. And your PI tailed one of, from the description, you're guessing one of Shala's relatives, maybe an older sister or a cousin or something. But tailed her for a day, was pretty good at his job, and the next morning that entire noble family ended up dead on his doorstep. No one ever found out who killed them or why, but being a PI, doesn't seem too hard to put two and two together, and he quietly let the case go and refuses to take another case again. Telling you that whoever they are, even if they're just bards, they have enough money to hire very, very dangerous people. And that was it. Sent you on your merry way with 50 gold coins lighter. You guys then came back, had a nice dinner, and discussed what your next steps would be. Namely, that you need to get into the Blessed Maiden and see what's going on there, but you don't want to just barge in there, kick the door down, and start screaming at people. Much to my dismay. You're going to send... Who is it that you're sending?
Me. And we.
Ria and Muri in to do a little bit of scouting work.
Oh, and I do recall, I believe, I was going to follow them around while invisible in case something bad happened. But
yes.
You guys talk. You're good with words.
So
well,
will
Muri's
That's a
good
bold
with fire.
plan.
So will
Yeah.
Freya be casting spells for this, or just relying on the general fact that no one pays attention?
Oh, I mean, both. But one sec. There we go.
Sure.
But I'll hold off on that until like we're actually in the right place.
Of course. Okay. All right. I just saw. You don't need to remind me now. This doesn't do me any good.
Just saw what?
I asked them, so everyone who's watching, I keep forgetting to put up Sirenscape. So I asked them, hey guys, next week, remind me like 30 minutes early to put up Sirenscape. And I just saw some smart aleck out there. So,
What?
Remember to remind that boy to use Sirenscape. All right. So, before you guys move forward with this plan, is there anything that you would like to do?
Cry?
Oh. Well, Charlotte can always cradle you in her arms.
Those secretive arms.
Mm-hmm.
That actually smell softly of almond milk. Not that Rhea would be noticing such things, of course.
Anyway.
Very busy paladin, very many things to do. No, but seriously, before you guys move forward, any last words?
Nothing come to
Any
mind.
last words?
It's like, this is gonna sound morbid. No, anything you'd want to do before kicking off the plan?
Well, I think briefly we decided that Ross would be watching from like an overarching angle, which she may need to talk to you about that as to what she can get as far as that's going.
Yeah.
And that
Yes.
she'll talk to us with radios.
Yes,
Right.
that's what I was going to say. That's the only thing I would do is make sure that everybody had a radio.
Fair enough. All right. So what do you want to? Oh, so you want to talk to me about angles? Well, tricky thing that. Not because there aren't plenty of rooftops that you could probably see the Grey Maiden on, but being a warehouse, there aren't any windows to it. So the only thing that you'd be able to see would be like the front door. And while you certainly can see the front door, and you could even probably sit on a building around it to point down into the front door, that would give you very, very small firing angle. Does that, you understand what I'm saying? Like, you would not be very effective if the only firing angle you had was a door and you're up above it.
Sure.
You would be better off kind of being on the ground level. The issue with that is where the Grey Maiden is situated is there's a street. It's at the corner of a street. So you could maybe get across the street somewhere, set up.
Yeah, that's what I'd prefer to do is be across the street. Actually, I'd prefer to be kind of parallel to the building. So if they go further back, I can still maintain good contact range and use like the walkie-talkies a relay between the group that isn't there so they can be someplace that wouldn't arouse suspicion.
Right. Absolutely. Oh, that's why that's the wrong map. I was like, where is everything? There it is. Right. So parallel, what do you mean by parallel exactly? Tell you what, actually, let me move you guys over to a map. We'll move you guys over. This isn't Roll20 no more. Let me share a map with you guys. There you go. See? Isn't that fun? Lots to see.
That's so helpful.
Isn't it? So, from this, tell me what you'd like to do. Let me draw something for you.
How hard would it be to get onto the roof itself without being seen?
The roof of the warehouse?
Yeah.
Pretty hard. It's like a 3-story tall building.
Okay.
And you're not in the quietest neighborhood in the city. Now, you don't see any guards or anything outside. Actually, I can go ahead and reveal like the outside of this. So keep talking. I'll reveal a little bit more of this.
Okay. I am going to use my new spell that I got of Spider Climb.
All right.
And then
breaking it out
just
early. Nice.
Walk up the back of the building.
Okay. All right, give me a second here.
Real sneaky.
I mean,
I concur. Freya will just stand on the other side of the building, so if they see her, not her fault.
I mean, it's still her fault, but I see.
Oh,
what
I mean,
you're
not
saying.
Freya's fault. Yeah, not Freya's fault.
Right.
This is the Ross. Yeah.
All right. So I have to be a little careful here because this is one of those maps that has other things next to it. So for the time being, consider these other buildings as literal other buildings. Make sense? Like its neighbors and stuff.
I don't see other buildings, but okay.
You should. Are you looking at your map?
Yes.
You might want to zoom out.
Oh, like the okay.
Yeah, I mean the walls. You can't see into them certainly.
Yeah.
You can see the walls of them.
Okay.
And then give me a second here. There we go. It's better. And yeah, there we go. So this will work pretty well. The buildings that you are all in front of, I know you're not all going at once, but I thought I'd get all your tokens out there. The building that you're in front of is the Blessed Maiden, and you're right in front of the front door. Let me get out of my layer mode. No, seriously, I want to exit, please.
Squee,
Yes?
I know sometimes the way they do maps, like if it's a multiple level, they put it right next to it.
Mm-hmm.
Is that to the right, to our right,
Not
an
as,
alley, or
not as so as far as you're concerned, treat that another building, butting up right against this one.
okay? And I'm assuming that's like a pretty narrow alley.
Yes, it's about 10 feet wide.
Okay, so that's where I would go and then wait, and I would have people say, make sure to tell me when no one's coming so I can do it like sneakily and not have somebody just see me climbing up a building. Like,
all right, who moved
up?
Shala?
I did not, but I moved her back.
Yes, you should be able to move your character if you want to go ahead and move him there. All right. Well, you're not in the building. You're in the alley.
Well, I mean, I said that I would climb up to like the top of the building.
Oh, of that building next to it?
Or
Gotcha.
either one.
Well,
yeah.
So I'll tell you this. I get what you're saying, and absolutely you can. You have a nice spell. You can. You can't see into that building at all.
I'm not wanting to see into it. I'm wanting to, like, if they start to go out of range because they go in the back of the building or something, I don't have to be, like, walking all the way around the building.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely. So sorry. Go ahead and move your character back.
Where
you would like to have them.
It's fine. It can be on the wall, so.
Okay, sure. All right, so Aras is going there. Amelia, what are you doing?
I guess she's going to be lookout for Spider Woman.
Okay, and Shala would probably be with you. She's not going in there.
Oh man.
Why does she have a target on her? Who's targeting her?
What?
Is someone targeting her? No? Okay, never mind. I don't know. I see like some weird target symbol on. Yeah, you guys can see that, can't you? She's got
there's a big round thing around her.
on her.
What's going on?
I have
Ross-
one on her and then one on me. I
Ross-
don't know if maybe hers is just white for mine because I have her selected as like a secondary sheet.
Is it actually because
I
it's
see.
her turn in the turn order?
I don't. Sorry, I moved everyone's things accidentally. Yes, that is exactly why. And it has nothing to do with Aras's gun reticle at all. Okay.
Definitely.
Makes
not.
sense now. So that just denotes whose turn it is. We're fine. Everyone's fine. Crisis averted.
I'm not targeting her yet.
Shala's not getting ready to explode. I've played enough video games to know what that means. All right. So Shala would be with Amelia. Ross is on the wall. You don't have any issues going through the alley. There's really no one there to see you do it, so you don't have any issues at all getting up on the top. Miri and Rhea. Ball's in your court.
I can tell you right now that Mary has a lower charisma.
Oh boy, here we go then.
just letting you know.
See, the problem here is that I have a lower charisma than Rhea, but
Well,
let's go.
You don't have to be suave, you just have to be endearing.
If you really wanted, I guess Freya could cast invisibility on Weary, but
Well, no, we're
Why?
going in under the guise of healer.
Yeah.
right, yeah, that makes more
So-
sense. Mm-hmm.
It's not like my presence takes away from her charisma.
She's
You
the
say
one
that
who's
now?
burning all the buildings.
Yeah, wait till this building's on fire.
All right, so we're in front of the correct building. Yeah, I'm going in.
Yes, you are right in front of the front door. You're going in?
Yeah, boy.
All right. So, you open the front door and you walk into what looks like a small waiting room. Stop twirling my NPCs. And you walk into what seems like a small waiting room. And the first thing that you notice is a stinging scent of alcohol and medicine. It floods this reception room. And it's an odor typical of hospices, as I think both of you would be familiar with, and of morgues. Across from the entrance, there sits obviously a long wooden desk, and beyond which there is a stained leather curtain. You can see. I see that.
Who's doing that?
It's hard not to be fair. Oh gosh, I should adjust this map. It's so huge on what everyone's seeing on the stream.
It's really big.
It's really big. All right, there. All right, leave my nurse alone. And speaking of, give me a second here. There we go. You see sitting behind the desk a large, burly woman. Who? Let me share this with all of you. You have to scroll that down a bit. Is dressed in studded leather and wears a cloth around her face. It looks like you're familiar enough. It looks like less designed to hide her identity and more something that people wear if they have a cold or don't want to catch a cold. You know what I mean?
Yeah, gotcha.
And she sits behind the desk and she hardly looks up at you. She's reading something. She hardly looks up at you when you walk in the room, and she says, if you're waiting for the doctor, sit in the chairs. He'll see you when he's ready.
Oh, actually, and Rhea will step in further so Murray can get out of the door. We're healers ourselves. We've come to give our assistance.
Aha. Well, you're not assigned by the Queen, so I don't think your assistance will be necessary here.
Rhea will look towards Miri.
Jesus. Mama, help! Can you really afford to turn us away? There are people dying in the streets.
Then I suggest you go help them on the streets. We have everything here well underhand. There are many of the Queen's qualified physicians, she says, looking you both up and down, attending to the people here. If you are not sick or in need of help, then I ask you kindly to leave and make way for those who are.
Just standing here, can I use my divine sense?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think there's any like physical cues that you need. You just
No,
kinda
it's
can do
just
it.
a
Yeah.
sense that I have.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And it goes what, 100 feet?
60.
60 feet. All right. What can it tell you? What can your divine sense tell you exactly?
Okay, so as an action, blah blah. I know the location of any celestials, fiends, or undead within 60 feet. That's not behind total cover, so it's probably only going to help with her at the moment.
Got you. Yeah, you don't.
And I can also, within the same radius, detect the presence of any place or object that has been consecrated or desecrated.
I see. So walls actually block this sense?
I guess so.
I guess so. Wow. I guess it's been a while since I've read it, but either way, you don't get any sense at the moment.
As Rhea is doing this, Miri will say, "Oh, I should very much like to meet this doctor. Perhaps they understand better why we are best needed."
Roll me a persuasion check.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Rhea, this is your job.
Why? Every time Muri's the one that's talking when it's time to roll.
I know. I'm like, Rhea, you need to take point. Rhea looks at Miri.
Didn't we have? Like,
I
you can
think
use
that
the
you
other
get
person
now.
if-
Certainly, I was going to say certainly you get aid on this because Rhea, and actually, okay, Muri, before you rolled that, sorry, I've always let you guys use whoever has the higher charisma roll if you can aid each other.
Yeah, sorry.
So yes, Rhea, go ahead and roll with advantage.
Okay, so let me.
Because if you're both involved, I'll take the higher charisma check. Or whoever, unless Muri says, no, I'm doing this, you know?
No, God, no. Look at her 5.
Okay, he did a 20. All right. She would look at you, roll her eyes. Very well. Have a seat. I will send for the doctor, but understand he's very busy. Dr. Davilis will see you when he can, but it could be hours.
And I am very patient.
Right. And she'll get up and she'll go to one of the leather curtains. And, oops, I need to exit the, there we go. And she'll pop her head back there and she'll converse with someone in low tones. And then she'll come back, sit in her seat. She said, well, the seats are there. Dr. Davilis will be there when he has time.
He's an old fuck, so she said.
This is probably what, 11 in the morning? I mean, you guys ate breakfast, made some plans, and then pretty much went, right?
Yeah, sounds right.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. An hour goes by. 2 hours go by. 3 hours go by.
Okay, I'm no longer, definitely after the first 45 minutes, not in the building.
Gotcha. How are you exiting the building? Excuse me.
That's a good point. I think I'm gonna have to give a subtle nudge, while invisible, to Rhea's shoulder. And I don't have a way to talk to her without being very obvious to the person in the room. So I will try not to arouse too much suspicion by gently nudging Rhea's shoulder.
Roll me a sleight of hand check.
I will do so.
Not going to be a hard DC. All right, yeah. Really
Nice.
shaking someone's shoulders, not hard. Rhea, you get a gentle shake on your shoulder, and it definitely feels like someone's trying to, like there's a difference between something bumping into you and something getting your attention.
Right. She'll kind of just look around, like nonchalantly, just.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. For Freya, he has a few minutes.
Here's the thing. I don't think there's I mean, I'm sure Freya's smart enough to know I've only got like 5 minutes left. I should get out of here. So it's not like you're in a huge time crunch. Yeah, it's not like you've got 30
Yeah, I've
seconds.
got 5 minutes.
Right.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm just thinking, how do I do this?
She'll,
how do I tell you to open the door?
I mean, she'll know it's you though, so she'll go ahead and stand up though, but she doesn't know that she needs to open the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a fair point. Would it be fair for someone like Rhea to know that invisibility has a time limit? Like a duration?
Roll me an intelligence check. No, do you have an arcana check?
I feel like this would have been a discussion beforehand, though.
Yeah.
Well, I would actually... Well,
fair.
no, here's the thing. Actually, knowing Freya as little as I do, or I know well enough as I do, yes and no. Do wizards commonly discuss the durations of their spells, or do they always kind of take that to be a given? Would Freya take the time to say, I've got this long with this spell? Some would, some wouldn't. It's a Freya question.
Yeah, I think she would generally be kind of secretive about it, but it would be important to her that this goes well. I would say for this specific event, she would be very articulate about everything.
Got you.
Squee, would it be like, since I was thinking about taking invisibility, it's one of the spells that I'm interested in. Would I know that, and would I be able to say something? Like,
roll me an arcana check.
Been a while.
Yeah, roll me an arcana check. You would certainly know that it has a duration, but would you know? Yeah. You know, not only does it have a duration, you know, give or take about how long it lasts for an average wizard.
Okay, so I would say something over the walkie-talkie to Wary and Rhea that the invisibility spell's gonna wear off soon, and
real quick, this walkie-talkie, it's not whisper quiet, is it?
it's based on message, so it would be.
Yeah, so the only person that should hear it should be the person
okay,
holding
I'm good
the
with that.
walkie-talkie.
But there's one thing to consider though. Not that it would probably matter for Ross, but if you're basing it off whisper, it does still have the verbal component from the outside, so she would still have to speak forcefully anytime she uses this.
That's fine.
Which sounds kind of funny, but
yeah.
I'm just saying for future reference.
Got you. She's on the 3rd floor of the roof, and they would have to do the same to send a message back to you, of course.
Yeah.
But no. I'm not in any mood to nerf message, as powerful as it is. No,
I just mean later.
No.
Like,
I'm
tries to whisper.
I'm explaining to Sib that I think that's perfectly fair.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you guys would get a message from Aras. So Rhea, I'd say between the two, it's fair enough to put 2 and 2 together.
Okay, so she'll look at Weary then and say, I'll be right back. And then she'll just step outside for a moment.
Swiftly follows.
And as she steps outside, you see the nurse look up at Murray. You sure you don't want to follow your friend? The doctor could be a very long time.
You're muted.
Or contemplative.
Yes, I am. Thank you. Mary's been sitting quietly kind of this whole time. Her eyes are kind of half closed, and she's And then she looks up at the nurse and says, very quietly but very, very steadily, "I'm very sure. Thank you."
Shrugs. Suit yourself. Goes back to reading. It's a book, which isn't the most common thing, but she has one. It's a big tome of some kind. So Rhea, you're able to let Freya out. While you're outside, what do you two do?
Well, Freya's going to try to not just pop up from being invisible out in the middle of the street. We'll probably go over to the alleyway that I hope she understands has less people looking at it.
Sure. I mean, it's currently got 3.
Yeah, those people I don't mind if they see. That's okay. But that is fair. Rhea might need to disguise her reason to leave. Sorry. But that's it on Freya's end. She just
Gotcha.
isn't
Yeah,
going to stay there and keep spamming spell slots. Yeah.
Right. All right, Rhea, do you go back inside?
She'll stay out for like just a few minutes, so it doesn't seem like she just walked out and walked back in.
Shala would
And then she'll go ahead.
like Shala would make her way to you. What's taking so long? What did you see?
Nothing so far. We're thus far been denied access further in. We're waiting to meet with the doctor.
I see. Well, be safe. We're out here. Just yell for us if you need.
We will.
When Rhea leaves, and there's kind of this deafening silence, Mary will pipe up. "Are you a practitioner of medicine yourself?" That is quite the book.
No. I am a nurse. Or, I suppose a more specific way to put it is, I'm here to ensure that rowdy would-be patients behave themselves, and that things proceed in an orderly manner. We are a hospice, not an animal house, and sometimes people like me need to ensure it stays that way.
I see. And the book?
She looks at you and squints. What about it?
Call me curious.
It's myths and legends.
Mary kind of squints her eyes in a little bit of a smile. Anything good for children?
I don't think they would grasp the deeper aspects of these myths. And Miri, you can see, because she has it like on her knee.
Mm-hmm.
And roll me a perception check.
Hold on.
Okay, 26. You see the first part of the title, and it's almost instantly recognizable. Quavosa's Children's Bedtime, and you don't catch the rest of it because the leg covers it. It's a book of children nursery rhymes. It's a very you've probably read this to your own orphans dozens of times.
Yep.
It's excessively easy reading. It's like beginner stuff.
Mary nods her head sagely and says, "Ah, the deeper aspects of morality. I see."
Right. Something like that. Anyway, she goes back to reading. And we'll say about that time Rhea comes back in. And we will move time forward again. 2 hours. 3 hours. 4 hours. What's everyone doing after 4 hours? Obviously, Shala and Amelia, you're probably not going to stand there for 4 hours. You're going to move around a little bit, maybe lean up against that wall or that wall.
After like the second hour, Amelia's legs are just falling asleep, so she's just pacing.
Right.
Trying to keep the blood flowing.
I'd say, actually, Shala would set up on like the street corner, because people pass by, right? You know, this isn't the busiest street, but this is a street here. Shala would like set up like she'd open up her violin case on the sidewalk like she's busking for cash and coins and stuff, and she would just play for passerbys to give her like a good cover, because she could be sitting there playing for hours, right? But
Yeah.
after a couple of hours, even that, I mean, could she play for 4 hours? Sure. Is she going to when she doesn't know what's going to happen? Absolutely not. But yeah, what about you, Russ?
What's the roof material made out of?
It's actually fairly flat. It's made out of like old
Sheet
pitted,
metal or something?
yeah, old pitted sheet metal, nailed onto looks like thick wooden slats.
Can I hear anything, like people moving around below? Does it like hear any activity on the top floor?
Roll me a perception check.
Nope.
Nope.
Wow.
Can't hear a thing.
Man, Shala just started playing outside and
You hear very lovely violin music drifting from below you.
It's that damn spy.
Every time.
You said it's sheet metal that's like nailed down to boards and stuff, right?
Nailed onto wooden slats, correct. It's a very sturdy roof. It's a very sturdy building. It's designed as a warehouse from one of the richest families in Corvosa.
Is there a way that I can like pry up a portion?
Not without a lot of woodworking tools, time, and skill.
Well, I have a lot of time and a lot of woodworking tools.
I mean, let me put it this way. There's no way you can do that quietly. It'd be like trying to quietly work your way through the roof of your own home. This is a very well-constructed building.
I think I'm okay with that.
Okay with...
Making some noise.
All right. Sure.
at this point the boredom outweighs the rationality.
So, what? Yeah, what exactly do you want to try and do?
I have a drill. I want to see if there's a place, maybe even like near the edge or a ridge cap or something, that I can just make a sound hole first to like see and look in.
Okay.
And it's,
Okay, so then a couple of questions. One, where? Where do you want to make this?
is there like something that would look like, a piece of wood that would be easier to drill through?
I mean, it's all fairly uniform, so one spot's as good as another. Plus, you're
Yeah.
a 3-story building, so are we talking up on the 3rd story? And where? Do you want to move to a different location? Do you want to do it right where you are?
I would probably like to do it right where I am.
Okay.
Like I guess maybe like here towards on the roof of the building, but near the alleyway.
Gotcha. All right. Do you have you know what? Roll me a this would just be a what, the tinkering thing we gave you, the skill.
That's I can roll a d20 and
Don't you have a skill to like build things?
yeah, I mean it's my tinkering check.
Yeah,
which
I would just use that. I mean, this is pretty much the same thing. I'm gonna need 2 checks though. I'm gonna need a tinkering check and a stealth check, unless you're just not even trying to be quiet.
Sure, the stealth is easier because that's an actual skill.
Sure.
So stealth first is 22.
22.
And then the tinkering, I don't actually, it's not like an actual skill, so I can just roll a d20 and then add
Your dexterity.
plus my proficiency.
Yes. 8
So
plus your dex and pro.
and that should be my dexterity is +3, my proficiency I think is
It's
6.
No, your proficiency is 3. It's not 6.
What? Oh, is it 3?
I think 6 is when you're level 20.
Sorry, it's 3. Yeah, you're right, 3. I don't.
All right.
So, yeah.
You're able to quietly find a slot between like the metal sheets where you kind of pry it up a bit to get the drill in there.
Mhm.
However, it's incredibly tough wood. It looks like it's something that's been aged, and you can drill a hole, but your drill keeps getting stuck about 2/3 of the way down. You're not able to get a useful hole drilled into the wood, but you were very quiet about it, so you're still fairly confident no one heard this attempt.
Okay. Can I do? I don't know.
I mean, I have a question. I realize you have this really neat drill and all, but isn't your gun powerful enough for you just to shoot a hole in the roof?
Oh my
Not that
God.
that's a good idea. Not that that's a good idea.
And the
Oh!
patient below.
But
No, that's a perfect idea.
Stop giving her ideas.
If I could take a time to put on my silencer, which I
Oh no.
probably wouldn't.
You could shoot
You want
someone!
to shoot a bullet into a hospital?
She's about to shoot the doctor.
Crystal!
Here forever.
All right,
Don't do it!
all right,
I'm
Joker.
not going to.
Oh my god!
do what you think your character would do. Don't listen to these pansies.
Crystal!
I didn't say not to.
I have to.
Where was this support when Yuri was burning down buildings? I asked you.
Joe, I've never been prouder to have a younger brother. Look, no judgments here. I'm just telling you. To answer your very
no.
relevant question, yeah, I think a bullet would probably make a hole. Sib, you cut out.
Sorry, what did you say?
I said, to answer your most relevant question, yeah, I think a bullet would make a hole.
I made a hole in my fucking house,
It did.
and that thing was built by like an angel or something.
So you have past experiments to support the hypothesis.
What's in the building next to this? Do we know?
You have no idea. Some sort of warehouse.
Okay, can I lean over the edge and then shoot up through the
God.
What?
so it won't hit anybody?
Okay, couple of things here. If I understand you correctly, hang on. This has drawing features, does it not? Yes. Okay. So, let me see if I understand you correctly. Everyone, let's go to this empty section of ground over here. Is everyone at that empty section of ground? So let's say this is the building. Do you guys see that?
Yeah.
All right. This is a Ross. Very happy. You want to go here
Oh yeah, I love it.
and shoot a bullet like this. Why is none of that showing? Oh, there we go.
I don't want to like be standing there, but I would like to like.
Yes, I can't move the drawing once I've made it.
Yeah, I know. Pretty much, yeah.
That's what you want to do.
Yep.
Okay. So, here's what I will tell you. It's absolutely possible. I need to know. Yeah, if you're using the spell, how long does your spell last?
Which spell? Spider climb?
Yeah.
1 hour.
Got it. So that is not still in effect.
No.
Gotcha.
But
so
I have I have climbing tools.
Okay.
And they have like those things to spike yourself off or stake yourself off and rope and stuff. And
so here's I will tell you.
And I just want to like lean over, just like my upper body, not.
Yeah, but here's the problem. You can't just lean over and somehow point a giant rifle the opposite direction of where you're leaning. That's not gonna work. You're not using a pistol here, you're using a long rifle. If you want to do this, you're gonna have to be on the side of that building. Does that make sense? Physically, you would not be able to do it just by leaning over the edge. You wouldn't be able to hit the trigger.
Oh, what's the distance between the two buildings? They look pretty small.
Wait, I'm so confused.
In the alleyway.
Oh, you mean from the opposite building?
I'm saying, well, that's what I was going to say, is if I can't do it from the same building, can I get across to the other building?
Here? But they're about the same height, so...
Yeah.
So if you go on the roof, you'd have to be shooting downwards.
I can shoot, like, a corner... Well, shit, how...
Yeah, but shooting a corner is not going to really...
I
love where your head's at. I'm just throwing at you the realistic issues here. If the buildings are pretty level, so getting on the other roof, if you wanted to shoot at an up angle, you're still going to have to be below that roof to shoot at an up angle. So you could do it with your grappling hooks, absolutely. I would have you roll a dexterity check to make sure you fire the gun and not fall. And I will let you know that if you want to shoot it at such an angle that you're fairly confident you're not going to hit anyone, you might be able to make a hole that you can listen through, but you're not going to be able to see anything but the other hole you made. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Yeah, because you would see that line. So you might be able to hear, but you probably wouldn't get sight off of it. And I should also inform you, because you would know, the gun will be silent. The shattering of wood would very much not be.
That's fine. I'm okay with that.
I love this.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
But can I use
this right now?
Can I use my climber's kit to kind of like dangle myself off, like to secure a rope onto the other building and then sort of lower myself down some to do that? Because there's... I'm trying to... what is it? It's got pinions, a harness, boot tips, gloves.
I mean, you've got all the time in the world. Sure. I would say I'd have you roll an athletics check, because I believe that's what you would use for any climbing skills. I would have you use an athletics check that is, of course, with proficiency, because you have the climbing kit, right?
Yeah.
You would use that to determine how well you anchor yourself. And of course, if you succeed that DC, then you can fire the gun from a stable firing platform.
All right, let's do that first.
Alrighty, so we're getting on which building here?
The building to the right.
Gotcha. Okay, you're getting to the other building. Hang on, let's go out of my drawing area and into the real world. By the way, I hope everyone enjoys my art. I've worked very hard on it.
It's beautiful this way.
Thank you. All right. So, back into the real world. So, move yourself over to the other roof and roll me an athletics check. By the way, Amelia and Shala just see Aras all of a sudden. First things first. Make me a dexterity check as you leap 10 feet to the other roof.
Oh boy.
Didn't I have those special boots of striding and springing while you wear these boots? Walking speed, You can jump 3 times your normal distance.
Oh, okay, never mind. Don't roll that. You guys just see all of a sudden Ross jump to the other building and then start pulling out her climbing kit.
Okay,
you wouldn't see that part because she's on the roof. She'd be hidden from your view. You probably wouldn't see anything until she starts trying to dangle over the edge.
Oh my god.
So, Ross, roll me an athletics check with your proficiency.
Okay, so add 3 to...
Correct, your athletics.
This, which is 18.
Okay. You guys see a Ross tie a harness and dangle about, what did you think, 5 feet?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Down the side of the wall and start attaching the silencer to her rifle.
I mean, I would have attached it before I dangled myself.
Okay, sure. It's not as cool a picture, but yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Oh my god.
Well, the rules for it balancing wise is it takes 30 minutes, unfortunately. So
right. No, yeah, it's fine. So you see her balance dangle from the wall and pull off her rifle, her thunder cannon from her shoulder, prop it on her shoulder, and start taking aim at the building.
Amelia's head just whips around and she like stage whispers, "What are you doing?"
And I would just reply through the walkie-talkie, "I'm making a peephole."
Oh my god!
With your gun?
This is absolutely amazing.
This is amazing. I love these dragons.
Holy shit. Amelia's like, she's pale normally, but she's like ghost white right now. She's like, stop. Don't. What are you doing? Just trying so hard not to make a scene, but also like, holy shit, Ross, stop.
I think Freya, who's also here, just had been sitting down not doing anything, is probably also going to stand up. Because I don't think she's paying a lot of attention, but she'd look over to Ross. Are you sure you want to do this without consulting anyone? That's going to be very, very loud.
You could shoot a patient.
And it could hurt someone too.
No, I'm doing it at a proper angle. It won't hit anybody unless they're standing right at the corner of the roof.
Amelia just stares at her wide-eyed, hands just like held out like, what?
I mean, to be fair, I think Freya would trust you to be a good enough shot not to mess this up and somehow destroy like a support pillar and collapse the roof on someone. But still, I think like Freya's kind of looking up at you with her hood over her head, but you can see she's like squinting, like, are you sure about this?
You know, yeah. Should I not?
Well, there was the whole plan of not being loud by going in with diplomacy. I don't think that's going to work if they find a giant hole in their roof.
It's a small
Okay,
hole, it's not a giant.
Real quick, is anyone gathering outside of the alley? Is this gathering any attention?
No. It's a very small alley. The people are passing by, but luckily, because of the plague, people these days tend to walk with their eyes down and minding their own business. So at the moment, no one seems to notice exactly what's going on. And if anyone did notice anything, it would just look like a dwarf hanging off the side of a building of a warehouse. They'd probably just assume that she was doing repairs or something. You know how those dwarves are.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Proper climbing gear to do, repairs on the top of a building.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, sure.
Oh my god. One last time, Amelia's just going to, like, look up at her and go, "Oh, Ross, please consider what you're doing."
I'm curious what Shala's reaction to all of this is.
She's playing on the corner.
No, she stopped. She didn't do that for 4 hours straight. She's
Oh.
standing next to Amelia, mouth to the floor, just staring. She has no idea what to make of this. She's seen what that cannon can do.
Yeah. Like, the thing is, I don't think Freya would directly oppose your actions, because she's, like, true neutral, but this goes, like, completely against the plan. But she's true neutral, so it's like, I mean, anything works if it works. I think Freya will still kind of looking up at you. Do you have something you're going to do with the hole then? Aside from creating it?
Get a look inside?
And when they see you peeping at them through the roof?
Or when there's a massive hole blown in the side and someone calls for the guards?
Alright, I'll wait.
I like that she didn't even say I wouldn't do it. I will wait.
God. Amelia's gonna have a fucking heart attack.
Oh man.
Bunch of spoil sports over here.
I'm being true neutral and in favor of the general party. I'm sorry. I'm not saying she can't do it. I'm just saying
trying to be smart.
Yeah.
Stop it.
No, as a player, I really want her to. It's just I don't think my character would support it.
Right? I was rooting for you, Sib. But hey, you're right. She didn't say she wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
She just said she's gonna wait.
And
Meanwhile,
She's just hanging there on the side of the building doing nothing.
with the
She
gun in
hasn't even
hand.
put her gun away. She's just hanging there.
I'll take out a hammer, pretend I'm doing repairs in the other warehouse.
Meanwhile, completely oblivious inside,
Oh my god.
where the other two members of the team assume that the players are not acting crazy on the outside. It's been 4 hours. You guys do anything? You just sitting there waiting.
Weary will occasionally make small talk with the woman who is clearly reading something, but
You well, roll me a straight charisma check. Just your charisma skill.
Jesus Christ.
Yep. Straight up. That's not horrible. A 9. You have no bonuses to it?
No.
Okay. You learn that her name is Brunlydia Torthus. You learn that she is a mercenary for hire, and that she seems to be increasingly ever more and more interested in her book, burying her nose in it to avoid answering your questions. She seems very annoyed at the continued attempts at conversation.
You gonna invite her to dinner?
No, Weary. Every once in a while, Weary just gets a little bit quietly mischievous, and is kind of feigning that she doesn't notice that this person is increasingly getting annoyed with her, and is just continuing to talk to her about nothing, of course. And she's probably making some shit up, or she's just like talking about books, or she's not like. She's just doing that kind of old person thing where they totally tune out the other party.
Right. Okay. Rhea, what about you?
Okay, so
You might need to... You probably know her well enough by now that, like, you know probably what she's doing.
debatable.
Well-
So Rhea will have her prayer book out, and she'll just be going through that and like going between that and messing with the ring that's on her finger and casting kind of just not nervous, just like what's going on glances between Weary and the nurse.
Whoa, wait, hold on.
I think
Well,
Freya,
Freya
Freya
just,
casts
Freya.
a fireball.
I think Freya just attacked Ross.
Well, no. She said she was casting something, so I had to put in the chat for her. That's all. But you can go back. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. Continue, Rhea.
I think that's it.
Okay, gotcha. All right, we will move the clock forward. 5 hours. 6 hours. 7 hours. After some time, Brunhilde. After 6 hours, Brunhilde puts the book on the desk, and you see a physician, one of the queen's physicians, wearing a mask very, very similar to what Faust used to wear. Stick their head through the curtain, and Brunlydia walks up. They converse quietly. She turns around. She goes, "I'm sorry, we're closing for the evening. It would seem that the doctor was just too busy to come see you today. I'm going to have to ask you to leave, and perhaps he will have time to see you tomorrow."
Go fucking figure.
Please understand, we have many sick and dying in here. His time is at a premium.
Moira sort of stands up and cracks her back. And the sort of the kind of facade of the cheerful old lady kind of falls away. And she says his time might come more cheaply if he had more hands to help.
And she sighs. As I've already explained, we have as many people as this facility requires. If you are that dedicated to helping people, there are plenty of people dying on the streets.
She'll kind of level look at this woman and say, "Yes. And I think they all wish that they could be sheltered and cared for."
I'm sure that they do, but we are already at full capacity. And I should point out, since you've been in here for, some time, you can hear through the leather curtain. It sounds as if there are dozens upon dozens of sick, very sick people behind there. You hear coughing, you hear crying, you hear wailing. You've heard, Murray, at least you would know this, like agonal breathing at least once or twice, which is basically someone's last breaths as the sickness takes them. It's clear that there's a lot of sick and dying people in here. And I keep wanting to say Brunhilde. Brunlydia says, "We are at full capacity and we are fully staffed. I'm sure they would love to be in a place like this, and if you see them and shepherd them to us, we will accommodate them when there is space. It is not a matter of manpower. It is simply a matter of room and beds. I thank you for your concern, but once again, your services will be better used elsewhere."
Yes, I do wonder if you are so pressed for your doctor's time that is, in fact, true.
Are you calling me a liar? Kadal?
Mori, perhaps we should go.
And Brahil just stands up. No. Let the Kadal answer. Crosses her arms. You take me for some kind of liar, bird?
Ah, is that what this is about?
This is about two people who do not seem to understand very simple words. If you are truly interested in helping people, then all you have to do is walk outside. They are everywhere. And if you see them, and they need help, and you can't do it on your own, shepherd them to us, and when we have space, we will take care of them. I do not understand what is so hard for you to get.
Moiri sighs and dusts off her robe. The concept is simple, child, which is why I do not understand. You cannot see it does not work.
I am not your child, and I think it is time for you to leave. We are closed for the night. And she rests a hand on her sword hilt.
Rio makes her way to the door. Moiri.
Rhea, you can see that Moiri she's the entire time that she has been talking to this woman, she has not even looked at her once. She has been staring at the doorway that separates her from all these people. And she's wearing the cloak that was the fucking weird death gods that she dyed a different color and she consecrated, essentially. And she's just kind of gently running her fingers over the hem of it. She seems to be totally lost in thought and is not paying attention to either one of you.
There's like an uncomfortable silence, and Brun Lydia looks to Rhea. Is she touched in the head or something?
No, Moiri, we should, they're closing now. We should go. And she'll start opening the door. Rhea will very gingerly walk over to Moiri and start, trying to usher her towards the door.
As soon as you touch her, you feel that, she feels like she's about to start sprinting. Like, she is... Tensed. It's not super obvious, but every muscle is tense. And she's wearing an absolutely icy expression.
Welp.
I'm sure it's fine.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, we'll be okay.
Well, you see Brune Lydia standing there very clearly at the ready, hand on a sword hilt, just watching with narrowed eyes.
All right. Marie, you please stay right here. And Lydia, I believe we have some acquaintances in the area. I will, go find them and hopefully we can, leave.
I have a better idea. Guards!
Oh no.
There's someone here who needs help leaving. Does anyone react to that?
Rhea starts trying to, like, pull Moiri out the door.
Would we hear that outside?
Probably. Rhea opened the door,
You
didn't
want a
she?
perception roll?
Roll me a perception check, because Rhea did technically, if I remember correctly, you opened the door trying to leave. You would have heard the... that's persuasion. That's not a perception.
You persuade the wind to speak
Oh,
to you.
God damn it.
What's your... Well, real quick. What's your... Because 15, we'll keep that. What's your perception?
It's a +2, not a
Alright, so
+3.
17, not 18. Gotcha.
That's still a good roll, though.
Yeah.
Ross hanging on the side of the building still.
Both of you would have heard the last part. Guards, someone needs help leaving.
Well, that sounds like something bad happened. Either they messed up on a patient, or one of our people's in danger.
I can... Would I hear it, I guess, with a 15?
Whew, not from where you are, unfortunately.
Okay.
Well,
You're
are you
not,
still hanging?
Not only you're out there, but you're pretty high up.
Yeah.
Well, it's okay. To expedite that a bit, I would say that Freya, if it'll take her a little longer, will at least alert Ross before running over there.
So let's say like you guys are here, maybe? Like Rhea trying to get Miri to go. Miri right there.
Also, it may help for this. I need a token on the board.
Rhea,
I'm no longer
Rhea,
invisible.
are you gonna like say anything to her, or are you just trying to like physically move her?
Pulling the mountain.
Both. She's like, Moiri, we should go. We'll find something else to do. I'm sure the others need help with something. And she'll just
no response.
oh boy.
And with that, you see two gray maidens draw back the leather curtain and march out.
Oh, God damn it.
And Bryn Lydia says, "The bird over there has repeatedly ignored my statements that we are closed for the evening. Could you please show her the exit?" The Grey Maidens, they don't have swords drawn. They have their shields, on their arms, but they're not like in a threatening pose, right? They simply approach Muri.
Moira still has her eyes on the door and doesn't even acknowledge them.
And they basically attempt to not so gently grab Muri by the arms in an effort to guide her to the door. Do you resist?
Oh boy. Oh Jesus.
I know, right?
Two paths diverged before me.
I mean, I did want to make a hole in the wall with the drill, but we can come back later.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to get up, cross over to the other building, roll another climb check, and then you could drill a hole in the wall. Because right now you're 10 feet away on the other side of the alley. This is all doable. Of course.
I mean, I can't. There's like a little piece that juts out in between the two.
Oh no, they're 10 feet apart. That's as I said, they're 10
Okay.
feet apart. Yeah, you'd have to get to the other side.
Okay.
But first thing, well, no, you know what? Let's pause Murray for a second here. Might give Blue some time to think about what she's going to do. Ross, is this something you
Yes.
want to do?
Sure, I'll get back up.
All right, yeah, you guys see Ross climb back up after a few minutes as she unties off all the climbing gear, jumps to the other building, then resets all the climbing gear. Roll me an athletics check with your proficiency. Oh, Charlotte is so apt.
Okay, so plus 3.
Plus
So
3 for your proficiency,
Dex
right?
proficiency, yeah.
Okay. It's fairly stable. I mean, you're just drilling. As long as you're not trying to, like, if you're trying to shoot your gun from there, maybe you'd have some trouble. But just drilling, you should be fine.
Yeah.
Roll me that tinkering check. Roll me the dexterity, proficiency, and a d20.
So it's just
Actually,
a d20.
No, this wouldn't be dexterity. This would be strength. Roll me, because you gotta drill through there. The other one was dexterity because you're trying to, like, hold up the metal part and drill.
Okay.
This one's gonna be just, can you drill through that wall? Because it's a hand drill.
Wow. Okay.
All
Plus 3, so 23.
All right. Give me a second here. Let me see. And that's where you would drill it?
Like in the top of the wall.
But I mean, like that position where you are.
Oh, sure. Yes.
Give me a second here. Interesting. You drill a hole in the wall. And you drill and you drill, you drill, you drill, and you feel the wall give. And roll me a stealth check. One last check. You're doing so well. Ross, you've been trying so many things, you're almost there.
That should be plus 1 because I have the materia for stealth.
Yeah,
that's 23.
Gotcha. Yeah. You feel the drill break through quietly, and you very quietly drill back out, and you have yourself a little peepee hole.
And what do I see?
You look in, and you see several Queen's physicians walking back and forth amongst beds that are holding people. Roll me a perception check.
Seven.
They are holding different people. It's really hard to tell from where you are. But you can see beds on the far side. You can see physicians attending them. You don't hear any coughing or gasping or anything of that nature, but there are definitely patients in these beds. They don't make much noise. They're probably asleep or quiet. There's a few that move around that you can hear. You can't see. You can only see about like 2 of the beds, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you do hear patients moving around, and you see you watch for a while. See about 5 physicians that pass. Well, you think 5-ish, because I mean they're all dressed alike, and you have very limited field of view. But you watch for a good 15 minutes or so, and you think maybe about 5 physicians, give or take. And that this room is fairly small. Maybe, I mean, given the size of the warehouse, you're looking at hang on. From what you can see, it's only about 50 feet to the far wall. And then you don't know how long it is. You can't, that hole is not going to show you the full length of the room. What you can see is where you drilled the hole looks to be almost like in a corner, because you can see on your left, you can see the wall, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you can't see where the room ends on your right side. So it looks like you may have drilled a hole maybe like in the lower left or lower right part of a room. So hang on, so let's go back to the drawing board. Hang on. Because I can actually show you exactly what you see, right? So it looks like maybe, oh, whoops, that's not right. That's not right. All right. So maybe it looks like there's a wall that goes like here. Sorry, let me move this. And here. And there's like a bed here and a bed there. And that's about all you can see. So that looks about what you can see. You can tell there's a handful of physicians in there, maybe 5-ish. Sounds like a good deal more patients in there, but that's about all you can get from there.
Okay.
Right, and considering that you're in the towards the top of the building, this means that you're on like the 3rd floor.
Yeah.
You continue to listen, and in time, you begin to pick up that the physicians are actually, tell you what, give me a second here. Give me just a moment, because this is the juicy bits. Oops, that's not the right thing. This is what I need. What? Why didn't that pop up? All right.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I'm just reading a couple of things here. You hear conversations from the doctors. You catch snippets of it. It becomes very clear soon that these patients are sedated or drugged, and that they all Varisian in descent. But what they're doing to them exactly, they are studying them, treating them, something. That part's unclear, but you do clearly pick up that they are sedated, because you hear like one. It's like this one's coming to. We need another sedation over here, that kind of thing. And then you hear that someone say that they're running low on Varisian patients.
They're running low on Varisian patients?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that's what the guy was, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And that's about all you get out of use from that hole. Now, back to less dramatic spaces.
Jesus Christ.
Weary, Grey Maidens have grabbed you by the elbow and are attempting to shepherd you. I say not so gently, but also not, violently, to the door. What are you doing? Think like, you've seen it, like a police officer when they're like, they've had enough of the person's crap and you are leaving. You know what I mean?
Weary is standing just unmovable, and it's like she's not even acknowledging that the Grey Maidens are there.
All right.
And for the first time in several hours, she looks to the woman, I don't remember her name, and she says, in just an icy tone, she says, "I have business with the doctor, and he has questions that must be answered. They will be answered. But it looks like you are closed for the evening. So I will return at a later date. Good evening. And she turns around and walks out.
No, she doesn't. Roll me a strength check at disadvantage, please.
At disadvantage?
You have 2 gray maidens holding your arms, yes.
I'm just gonna roll twice.
Sure.
Well, there's a 7. And
All
there's another 7.
As you say that, the Rune Lydia holds up a hand. Wait. Hold. What questions? Let me know. Perhaps I can ask him for you.
I wish to ask him a very simple question. I wish to ask him, what is the name of the person whose name was written in the thing? Andiason?
Andiason, yeah.
There it is. I wish to ask him about the fate of Andiason. That is all.
The eyebrow arches in Brune Lydia. Andiason. Well, I'll be sure to pass along your message. Have a good evening. Kadal.
And you, child.
Okay, let's go right now immediately.
Yeah, the Grey Maidens let go of you the second it looks like you're leaving.
And Miri walks right out.
Alright, move your tokens.
That's Rhea, sorry. Someone's grabbed you.
I'm gonna call the cops.
Yeah. Moiri does not pause or stop to talk to anyone. That's Shala. I grabbed Shala on accident. She walks straight home and does not even make eye contact with the rest of the party.
She grabbed Shala by the arm and starts yanking her along the street.
God,
No,
she
no,
almost
no.
We're
grabbed
going
Rhea.
home.
Almost grabs Rhea and grabs Shala.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Also the fucking gif. God damn it.
Squee?
Yes.
I'm gonna just stay here and hang out and see what else, if I can find anything else, like studying the patients,
Okay,
trying to
sure.
study the doctor, trying to figure out what's going on.
Sure. So you're gonna just stay there and just observe for how long?
For another 2 or 3 hours until I feel comfortable, or until I figure out if they're actually hurting or helping these people.
Got you. Okay. We'll get back to you. It's important,
Okay.
but let's handle this other stuff first.
Sure.
Those of you on the ground, Amelia, Freya, you see Muri just walk right past carrying Shala.
I didn't mean to.
I know. You see her walk right past, headed for home.
Scoops her up like a fucking sack of potatoes.
We are out of here.
I'm giving them a terrible Yelp review.
They are not coming to dinner. And I might burn their house down.
Jesus
no,
Christ.
So Freya and Amelia, what are you doing? Shala does start going after Muri, going, What happened, Muri?
Amelia's going to turn to Rhea and say, What happened? What's going on?
Are you asking that to Moiri as she's running by, or me?
No, I said she turns to Rhea and asks what's going on.
I must have missed that.
Pay attention. No, it's fine.
Sorry. Okay, so, I don't even know how to answer that. She'll say, well, We obviously walked in this morning and asked to be let in as healers, and we were told to wait on one of the doctors. And, well, they never came, and instead we were told just now that they were closing for the evening.
She's speaking, Amelia's like gently herding her towards the alley.
I think Freya's probably like a little confused and flustered. Like she was thinking we would go in and we'd look around the rooms, and we didn't do that. And now we're leaving without doing much. But she's probably a little bit worried, especially about. I assume she's just been watching for like the past 20 minutes, Aras just staring at a wall, because she can't see through that hole like Aras can.
Oh no, even better. She's got her face up against the wall for some reason for like 20 minutes, like she's just mugging it.
Yeah, like I think that's what Freya's looking at. She does probably
know. She might be stuck.
I mean, I'm also just hanging in the air, dangling my feet back and forth too.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Ross, I don't know what came over them, but they seem to be going home. If that means anything.
I will kind of like shimmy back up to the roof, I guess, because I don't how loud would I have to talk, Squee, for the message thing?
Yeah, it's probably best you get away from that hole.
Okay. So yeah, I will climb up to the roof and tell Freya what I saw and heard and why I was planning on staying.
Oh, that's disconcerting. Here the sedation is involved. And only on Venetians. Do you think I should keep that from Shala then? To keep her from worrying, I mean.
No, I think I'm gonna stay here, gather as much information as we can, and we should come back with a different tactic tomorrow.
But what she meant was tell Shella about the Venetians in there, because she knows that it's you. She understands that you don't want her to know, because you're like, she's a spy, but she's masking that under the tints of she's worried for her friend. That's what she meant.
Oh, I was telling you specifically to relay the information to the other people. So.
Oh yeah. So all of them, you trust Shella in this? Okay. That's what I was making sure.
She was playing music when you were trying to listen.
Well, if Amelia's trying to jump into the conversation, I mean, you're standing right there, so
Amelia.
feel free.
Oh, I was just going to say, and this is mostly out of character, but I have a spell called Clairvoyance. If I can get a focus that's worth 100 gold, it either has to be a jeweled horn for hearing or a glass eye for seeing. But I can cast that. It only lasts for up to 10 minutes, but it would give us a more clear idea of what's going on in the room.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's a thought. I don't have either one of those, so
It'd be very specific to go get it, but I don't know that we might could get something like that at Timronians.
Yeah.
If it was on your character's
like
mind.
100 gold for either.
Well, that depends on how dangerous you think this is. Might be worth it. 100 gold for a character's life.
I mean, does it consume the item?
Yes. No, maybe not.
It doesn't say that the item is consumed in the spell. Usually it'll specify.
It'll specify
no, you're right.
consumes it.
Yeah.
So,
or if it's
if you got
obvious,
it-
like if it's a like incense, obviously you ain't using that again.
Yeah, incense or food or something like
Right.
that, it's usually consumed automatically.
I can use this banana in perpetually.
Well,
Exactly.
in this case, I mean, we could go pick it up just so you could keep using the spell. Because I mean, 100 gold to have infinite use of that spell is not terrible.
All right.
Yeah. But also, it's a third level divination, so I wouldn't be able to spam it infinitely.
Mm-hmm.
It's another option, and it would give us a clearer idea rather than sticking our eyeball into a hole.
Right. But let me jump real quickly back into Ross's. We're talking to Ross for a moment. But yeah,
Sorry, continue.
no, you're totally fine. But to Ross, she would say, "Well, I can pass that on then. Just stay safe. Would you actually prefer if I stay here with you? I don't mind. We've been sitting around all day anyway."
I wouldn't mind having somebody on the ground, but it doesn't have to be you the whole time. You know?
Kind of turning back, because I imagine some of the people were just chasing after Moiri. How many of the people are even on the map anymore?
It's everyone but Muiri and Shala, I think.
Okay.
I mean, you can always go back and find out what's got Moiri so upset and let them know what I know, and then
Well,
come back.
I think that would be better suited for you or Amelia, honestly. Is Amelia creeping up on me?
I believe she
not-
is.
Yeah, on purpose. She's just trying not to like stage whisper into the alley at this point.
You're fine. Well then Freya will turn around towards you two, because I believe the context for you two jumping in was Amelia was like, "What's going on?" and Freya was like, "That's what's going on," right?
Yep.
Yes.
Freya would lend a listening ear. Then I was just curious. I'm sorry.
All right. So, what's the plan?
Oh shit. Real quick. You said that she saw several people of Venetian descent. Did she see anyone that resembled?
No, she couldn't see them that well. She knows they're Venetian descent because one of the physicians mentioned it.
Gotcha. Okay, never mind then.
Oh,
Normal.
and Aras, I don't know if I was clear on or not. The people in that specific room.
Were the ones of Venetian.
Correct.
Okay. I mean, I would relay that, and I would to Freya, and I would say, I think they're doing something with. Is it like their blood? Can I tell that, or just?
You can't tell. No. Not
Okay.
with that perception roll, I'm afraid.
That's fine. For some reason, they're using Venetians for something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That is scary. Only Venetians. Sounds more like it's to learn than to actually practition.
All right. So, sorry, I'm not trying to push things, but I do need to know, what is everyone doing? Wuri and Shala are obviously headed home, as Shala is continuing to. Well, here's a good question, real quick. Would Wuri be explaining anything to Shala, or would Shala just basically be like the worried, nervous puppy going after their master kind of thing? Like, Wuri.
She's not going home.
Oh, where's she headed?
She's walking to the nearest dock, and is just gonna stand there for a second.
Gotcha. All right. Well, if we pull up the handy dandy map of Corvosa, that I have right here, we can see quite clearly that the closest dock to G9, which is the Blessed Maiden, would be past your house right by R8. Do you see that?
Yep.
Right. So you head that direction. It takes you like 5 minutes to walk that far. So you would get there, you'd get to the dock, and it's one of the longer docks, so you can get all the way, you can get a pretty decent way out, and it's actually pretty peaceful. You know, the sun's starting to set. You know, there's a gentle breeze. It's beautiful weather. I mean, like, Murray, from where you're looking eastward, I think. Hang on, let me check. Yeah, you're looking eastward, so the sun's behind you, so it's lighting up the countryside in that brilliant gold, right? That sunset does. And if you could just forget for a moment what's happening, it's absolutely beautiful. You see the eastern side of the shore into the city across the Jaeger River, and putting aside everything that just happened, the scene is actually somewhat breathtaking. The wind is blowing gently. It's very calming. Shala follows you, but she keeps her distance, not quite sure what to do. All right. That said, what about the rest of you? What are you doing?
Amelia breaks her neck breakdancing.
Okay. Amelia is having a seizure. The stress has finally gotten to her. No,
I'm having a good time. Leave me alone.
Ross, I know you're staying for several hours. What about the rest of you? Is someone staying with you? Are the rest of you going home? Are you following Murray? What's the plan?
Well,
Yes.
I would mention to Amelia to ask her if she could check on Murray.
Murray, do you stop spinning for a moment to I
Yeah,
imagine
Amelia.
Murray doing the like the thing with the leg, like she's doing the breakdancing with the legs are wide apart and just spinning in a circle.
Exactly. That's why she broke her neck.
Right.
That's not me. That's somebody else.
I'm sorry, Amelia.
Yeah, no, that's,
I'm sorry,
that's
Murray.
Amelia.
I didn't mean
I can't
to.
believe it.
Yeah,
but no, she would once she starts spasming. Yeah, she would scoot past Rhea and go and
it would actually be
track
this
down
direction.
Amelia. God, now I'm doing it.
Yeah.
But yeah, she would go and track down Murray.
Gotcha.
Wherever the fuck she went. I don't know. Do you want me to roll a track?
Oh, so actually, hang on one second. It would actually be this way. If you're headed west. No. Yeah, no. You're headed. Crap.
It's okay, Squee. We don't need the cardinal direction.
No, but now I'm confused. So that's okay. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, no, you don't have to track her down. It's easy enough to tell what direction she went in. So you probably wouldn't catch up to her unless you did breakneck pace until she got to the docks. So you head that direction. Rhea and Freya, what about you two?
She gives it a light jog.
Gotcha.
Freya was advocating to at least stay with Ara so she wouldn't be like alone in case something happened, like a bad stealth check, for instance.
Right.
But if Rhea really insisted to take that from her, then she wouldn't mind leaving. It's just she wants someone here.
Makes sense. What about you, Rhea?
I have no idea what's happening with Freya because a lot of that just cut out for me.
Oh, Freya's gonna try and stay with Ross just in case she needs help or so that she's not alone.
Basically.
Alright.
Bonding. You know, Freya down there, Ross with her face on the wall.
How it
I mean,
usually
that's-
goes.
Yeah,
That's how it's really been for the past few hours.
So,
Is
like I said, bonding.
yeah.
I
Freya's
mean,
like
I'll,
looking at her spell book, and she noticed like some sawdust fall down next to her. And she's like, "What?" And like looks up.
I'll reach in my backpack, pull out like a ration kit, drop it down on top of the spell book.
All right. Rhea, what are you doing?
Oh my god.
So am I right in assuming that Rhea has no idea what's going on with the Venetians right now? It's just Freya. Right.
No, Freya Freya, you would have passed it along, right?
Definitely to Rhea. Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought we were waiting until we were all right. So
No, because Freya's staying here, but she'll tell you to pass it on to them.
got it.
Oh,
So
God,
she'll
we're playing telephone. We're playing telephone. So by now it's Varen is in the bed with the doctor. No, okay, I'm sorry.
they have the Vatican.
Yeah. They have the Vatican. What does that mean? I don't know. All right, sorry. Yeah, so you would know everything that Aras told Freya.
All right. So I guess Rhea will just she'll tell you both to be careful, and then she'll head back towards the warehouse.
Got you. Rhea, roll me a perception check.
Okay. Perception.
Yes.
Oof.
All right. Yeah, you don't really know exactly where Murray went. She went kind of off in the direction of the warehouse, so you head back there.
That's fine. I was just going to the warehouse anyway.
Oh, sure. So, 20 minutes pass. No, well, not quite. Aras, right about the time they're leaving, you do see a physician like hurry past your hole, and you hear a door open to your left and then close. Right? And then
Okay.
things pass as normal for about 20 minutes. In that time, Murray, I assume you're trying to contemplate, calm down, whatever it is Murray's doing, like on the dock. Murray, you're muted.
Yes, I am. I'm so sorry.
No,
Yeah, she's yeah, it'll take her a couple minutes to calm down, but she will assure Shala that everything is fine and explain to her what happened. And
Gotcha.
it's very evident in her voice that she is conflicted.
Understood. Angry, conflicted, desperate, conflicted, almost like was it hopeless, conflicted? What? Because I mean that could mean several things. Is this an angry Murray or like a frustrated or helpless Murray? What is this?
This is frustration.
Gotcha.
She and as she's telling
like you're
Shala
right
this,
there, and you just you know you're there, right?
and she looks at Shala and she says, "Shala, I could hear them die."
Oh, Shala. Nothing would happen, and then quietly you'd feel Shala's hand on your shoulder. Shala not really knowing what else to say, but certainly you see her face as one of concern. We'll say about this time, Amelia catches up to you at a light jog, and then
Slightly breathless.
As she watches Amelia approach, she says, "It's not over. I believe the night has only just
Okay, hang on just a minute. For some reason, Fantasy Grounds kicked me out and now it won't let me get back in.
Oh.
Oh, well, uh,
So your party of 5.
oh, God damn it. Could someone type out the secret password?
Yes, hang on. I will.
You don't remember Deadlock Ugly Ninja?
It's this one now.
That won't work anymore.
This one will.
And also, we don't really want that to be, like, out for everyone.
Yeah, good job, Blue.
It's fine. It doesn't work anymore.
I know. That's why
Yeah.
I said it.
Yeah, they
Could
can
not
use it all they
connect
want.
to host. Check your network settings to verify. What the fuck?
Uh-oh.
I think it also still kind of has you as like the unnamed figure in Fantasy Grounds, so
No,
I'm not
that's
sure.
me.
Got it. Never mind.
Yeah, that's me. That's my camera.
Oops.
Well, tell you what. While you're working on that, how about Well, no, actually, while you're working on that, what would you... So, about 20 minutes passes. So, Amelia jogs up. So, it takes about 5 minutes from where you to get to the dock in Shala. Another, say, 3-4 minutes after that. So, you guys are at the dock.
Well, she had just been, as Amelia had been approaching, she had been just about to tell them that she mentioned Andiason's name.
Oh. And Shala opens her mouth and she goes, "Oh, was that wise?"
Moira takes a deep breath and looks at her and says, "I don't know. But at any rate, Charlotte, I want this to be over."
I agree. I'm tired of all the death. And she'll look back at Amelia. Where are the others?
There, and she kind of glances back over her shoulder. They're working on something. Ross has made a... She closes her eyes for a moment. Peephole.
Oh, that's what that was.
Yes. Yes.
I see. I mean, good, I think. So...
Amelia, like, puts a hand to her forehead and goes, "At least she didn't shoot anyone."
Shala nods, like, shares a look with Amelia.
They both just stare off into the middle distance.
So, we'll say, and Rhea, takes you about, 5 minutes to get back to the warehouse. So, what do you spend the next, say, 15 minutes doing?
She'll try to just calm down, so I guess she'll just, like, I don't know, mess around with the kids, I guess.
Gotcha. Okay,
And
sure.
just entertain them.
Yeah, just decompress. Ross, 20 minutes later.
Yes.
You're
Yeah.
still eagerly watching. Freya, you're down below. Unable to
Yep.
hear or see what's going on, but Ross is certainly vigilant. The door opens, and you see a new person that you have not seen before. Give me 1 second here. And I will show you. There you go. You see a new person that you have not seen before, dressed fairly well in a decently tailored coat and suit. He has the coat has deep pockets for medical instruments that are bristling with medical instruments. You know well enough to know what those are. And then he has a splendid looking rapier on his belt. And he comes out and he gathers all the physicians to him, and you can just barely make out him in the hole, right? And he says, "Someone's on to us. We have to accelerate. Move all of these." And he kind of like looks around below. "Now." And you hear from the other side, "What about the others downstairs?" "Kill them. We don't need them anymore. Send them downstairs. Rolth can raise them for all I care." And with that, everyone starts moving. Oh, and you hear the other physicians say, like from the distance, "Burn the notes. All of them. Leave no evidence."
What? What did you say? Burn the what?
Burn the notes. All of them. Leave no evidence.
Ooh.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Hey guys, so literally nothing on my computer is loading, so I might have to just restart.
Honey, come in here and sit with me while you do that, because you can at least still listen in.
That never ends well.
Oh my god, just do it.
I'm just saying. Also, Squee, this is the message I'm getting, if that helps at all.
Sure, let me, shoot it to me. I'll see if my, hello? Network resolving host name. Interesting. You're still connected to the internet. Yeah, Fantasy Grounds is not connecting to your internet, though.
Well, it's connecting to one of our internets, which is the same internet.
Right, no, I'm saying that, yeah, it's not finding me for some reason. Well,
all right.
Tell you what, we'll move forward for now, and then if we get to some place where you would desperately need to be in Fantasy Grounds, we'll pause there.
All right, hang on. I'll hop onto Discord with my phone, and then I'll restart computer.
So, Sib, do you need a recap of what you heard, or do you?
Nope. I heard kill everybody downstairs, take all these people downstairs, burn the notes.
And take everyone downstairs, Rolth can raise them for all I care.
Yep, kill everybody here, burn the notes. At which point I will tell Freya what's going on and that they're going to kill a bunch of people and we need to stop them. And we need Rhea and Moiri and everybody else back here as soon as possible. And I will be quickly climbing up to the top of the building and then taking off my climbing gear and putting it in my bag. And
gotcha. Understood.
So
I think this might be an instant where it's important to say what you actually say to Freya, because she needs to go deliver a message.
Okay.
And, you're in a hurry at this point. Unless you're not. I don't want to judge.
No. I'll try to think. I'm gonna just say screw it, and once I get up to the top of the roof, get my climbing gear back in my bag, I'm gonna fiddle with the ring of featherfall that I have from like forever ago, and then just jump down.
All right, Freya. Yeah, Freya, you see Aras just suddenly, like, I would say, get a look of utter shock on her face. Climb up to the roof. Few seconds pass, and then she just jumps off. For a split second, your heart leaps to your throat as you're like, okay, this girl is nuts. And then you realize, okay, she must be using Featherfall.
Yeah. At least I think I know the spell, so it's not that big a deal. But yeah, there's the
that first
jumping off the building.
Yeah. And it's not
Yep.
like she's been making it's not like she hasn't been surprising you all day already.
Yeah.
Crap. Okay.
Is everything all right, Aras?
No, it's not okay. They're going to kill them. They're going to kill all the Varisians, and they're going to destroy all the work. I don't know what they said to them, but somebody knows that we're onto them. That
I do want to point out, because I know it's sometimes hard to translate in the medium. No, he said take the Varisians down below and murder everyone on the first floor.
murder everybody on the first floor.
Right. Basically, he said
Okay.
take all the Varisians down below. What about the people down there on the first floor? Kill them. We don't need them anymore.
Oh.
Rolf can raise them for all I care.
Okay, I missed the first floor. I thought you meant down below. Got it. But yeah. So I will. Does Freya react at all?
Oh yeah, I was just waiting. Probably really panicked, like her eyes bugging out a bit and stepping back. She might even stumble over. But looking at you, you want me to get the others? I can do my best to make a distraction if that would help delay them. I'm not very good with that type of magic though.
Well, you are a bit faster than I am. So
Because she's a dwarf.
I think
I think-
mechanically, because of her magic item, we have the same speed. But
yeah, I mean technically it's my walking speed is 30 feet. So
That is okay.
do you have any way to message Mwiri or anybody?
I know some simple incantations, yes, and I could always use your walkie-talkie as well.
I mean I could try the walkie-talkie. Are they still in range?
No, nowhere near it.
Yeah.
no, well, I mean, I assume because I have one on me as well. If I went closer and was in range, I could use it.
Nope, it doesn't quite work like that. It's from Aras to others and others to Aras.
Well, that's okay because I have message myself, so I could just use that as well.
Yep, you could.
How many people can you target with message?
One,
Just one person
Okay.
at a time, yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
But
then.
I basically have the same thing on me. I don't technically need a walkie-talkie, but anyway. That being said, I have no idea where he is. She's at the docks, and I would assume she's at home. Not that Freya would assume she's at the docks.
But message. Oh, you have to be able to see them, don't you?
I have to. Well, I don't think you have to be able to see them. It goes
Do you
through
have
walls.
sending? Do you have sending?
I not prepared.
That's what I was thinking of. The sending.
I don't keep sending prepared because I leave that to you. My level 3 prepared spells are like counterspell and haste, which help in battle.
I'm thinking.
Gotcha. I mean, as soon as Mwiri has gotten to the dock and she's calmed down, and she says, and she tells them what's going on, and she says, "This is not over. The night has only just begun." She'll probably start heading back.
Okay.
Because yeah, I mean, that's my thing is on Freya. I'm trying to think. I'm trying not to go out of character because I know you're at the docks. She would definitely not think that.
Right, she would.
Well,
Um,
you can at least go get Rhea, who's at the house.
True. That is a good point. How far? The house is actually only like 15 minutes from here, right?
Not even.
No, it's
like
across the street.
5 minutes.
Across-
It's across
okay.
the street. Yeah, it's
That's nothing,
it's
you know.
like 500 feet away.
Okay, so Freya is going to dash over there then, like a lot, like as fast as she can. Her little legs can take her, and go try to get Rhea because she's scared, doesn't know what's going to happen.
You burst into the warehouse. Rhea is currently playing that board game that you guys bought with the kids
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
and kicking their asses. No.
That's the name of the game. Hell yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I could see that trend.
It's a very popular game, Aras. Don't knock it.
It's
I-
much better than that other toy store. But
It's much better than the game Fuck This. Yeah, so you burst through, you just burst into the warehouse?
Yeah, probably. I don't think she's really thinking about being all calm around the kids right now.
Right. So, Rhea, you see Freya burst into the warehouse, like the door slams open.
What?
I think she would look a bit exasperated, but would turn over to Rhea. Rhea, we need to go back now. Something's happened. It's terrible.
Oh, okay. Let's go.
Rhea, Auntie Rhea, what's happening?
Everything's fine.
No,
We'll be
don't
right back.
go. Don't go.
Is Anna around here somewhere?
Yeah, Anna would be there.
And then Freya will use message, and we'll tell Anna. She does probably know her too well, but she knows her at least a little formally because she's been staying there.
Sure.
But I would say, I can't go into detail, but please just keep them safe. I don't know when we'll be returning.
Okay, understood. And like Anna would come and, children, Auntie Rhea has to go. Why don't we go play over here? Oh, okay. All right, so what do you two do?
Freya's probably doing her best to run Rhea over there, although Rhea's probably much more athletic than Freya, but would do her best to, in exasperated breaths, explain what was told to her, basically.
All right, we'll say, as you're running back, Muri, Amelia, and Shala see Rhea and Freya sprinting back from the warehouse.
As soon as she sees that, Muri will dash off after them.
You hear Shala behind you. Wait, Muri, wait! And Shala takes off.
She'll pause and turn around and say, "The night has only just begun."
And then take off again, and you just hear Shala rushing after Muri. What does that even mean? Amelia, what about you? Oh, right, Amelia is not.
Oh no.
Okay, sorry, hang on. I've been trying to.
Yeah, by the way, that error.
What the fuck's going on?
Ooh, yeah.
That's been popping up every 5-10 minutes since I joined earlier.
The computer restart didn't.
No, that it's just been popping up since I joined tonight.
Gotcha.
And
we can try a restart, or you might just have to reinstall the program.
I already restarted. I don't know, whatever. But I'm back in. So sorry, I missed most of that.
Okay, all right. You missed most of what?
We're all running back to the warehouse.
Did you hear what Ross heard?
That they're going to kill all the patients, or at least the patients on the first floor. Yes.
And take the Parisians downstairs, and that the patients on the first floor could be killed, and Rolth could raise them for all he cares.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But now Amelia doesn't know that yet.
Amelia doesn't.
So you see Rhea and Freya running back towards the hospice. Muri takes off, telling Shala the night has just begun. Shala takes off after Muri, going, "What does that even mean?" What do you do?
Amelia's going to take off after her.
Gotcha. All right, you all start running back. It doesn't take very long. You're very close. Aras?
Yes. Is there casing the place, having spent the whole day here, would I know about any other doors than just that one?
Yes.
Or windows or anything?
No windows, but give me a second here. Get rid of all this. Okay, why didn't that? There we go. All right, no windows. However, if you look at your map, you see those white, look like doors in the back?
Yeah.
Those are large loading docks that are locked shut. They're made out of thick heavy wood oaks. Like they're made out of thick, heavy wood oaks, and they're secured. They're not unbreakable by any means, but they are heavy loading dock doors. And
Okay.
those are the only other entrances.
Okay, then I'll go to the front door that Maury and them just went into, and try to open it, like as quietly as possible, stealthily.
Okay. I'll go ahead and move you over there. Roll me a stealth check.
Oh, come on.
Kicks open the door. Hello.
Okay. So,
Is it locked first? I mean,
yep.
okay, so then yeah, I'll try to unlock it.
All right.
And then when I like screw up and make a lot of noise,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like, forget this, and like just start acting like I'm really drunk and like banging on the door and like, doctor, I need a doctor.
Oh my god.
Roll me a deception check, please.
Woo!
Yes.
Yes! 22.
Oh my.
Absolutely incredible.
Damn.
Holy shit, guys.
I can't do it stealthily. I'm gonna get it one way or the other.
You see the door open. Give me a second here. You see the door open, and you see a large woman that you had not seen before because you didn't go inside. But Brune Lydia opens the door, looks at you, and her mask is down. Her face is ghastly. She looks like she just threw up. And she says, "Not here. There's no doctors here." And she shoves past you and runs.
Was she not in on this? What?
No.
Holy shit.
So
Is this about the time that the rest of us start getting there? No.
No, 5 minutes or so is what's going to be for you guys to get there. So this was about 2 minutes. So 3 minutes left.
okay, I'm gonna
Door's
go in. Yeah, I'm gonna go in and like try to be as quickly but quietly as I can.
Okay. I'm gonna let you roll me another stealth check. I'm gonna be nice. That's, you know.
This is not. No, it's not a time for stealth. I am too nervous. Can't.
I understand. So, you sneak up to the leather curtain and kind of pull it aside a little bit to look inside.
Yeah. Sure.
Right. Here's what you see. You pull aside the leather curtain, and oh, hang on, I'm gonna have to make all these visible. Visible. Yeah, you wouldn't see that. You see 3 Queen's physicians in their full uniforms, literally slitting the throats of patients as they weakly protest, unable to defend themselves. You see at least a half dozen are dead already, blood draining down the beds. Others are crawling from their beds, trying to get away. Grey maidens stabbing them as they fall. Some, too weak to move, just moan in horror as the guards do their grisly work.
Okay, I'm gonna start shooting the first the closest person that's killing people.
All right. We are going to go into combat here.
And can I have said that I cast Spider Climb on myself, or again, or not? It's fine if not.
No, I would say no. I'd say you have to have told me that beforehand.
That's fine. I forgot to mention it, but that's okay.
All right. Give me a second. I gotta find out who's who real quick. This physician 5. All right. So I'm gonna make him visible. Mm-hmm. Okay, sorry, give me one moment here. Oh, by the way, everyone should probably pull up their turn tracker if they haven't already. That down here. Do that.
Hey, Squeak, could you pull up the map for me, because that didn't pull back up
sure.
came back in.
Sharing it for you now. Did that work?
Yup.
Okay, so right now it's just Aras and them. Aras, go ahead and oh, here, I'll do it for you real quick. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. My apologies. What I wanted to do was initiative. Roll PC initiatives. I'm just going to roll PC for everyone, all right? We're going to roll PC initiatives, and you're all going to move in that order. However, we're going to say that at the moment, I am sorry to say, ladies and gent, but you're at least still 2 minutes away, which would be 12 rounds.
Holy fuck. Shit.
Well, it actually isn't around 6 seconds, isn't it 20 rounds?
Yeah.
20 rounds. So, and Aras, I would say before you do anything, you would be aware of this.
Taking
Just
on
don't
fire for
die.
yourself is suicidal. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll say, you know what? I'll even say this: 10 rounds. They're booking it. You guys are booking it. So I'll say 10 rounds.
Oh man.
Which is still a very long time in a fight.
And as she books it, I will say Moira is going to fire off 2 rounds of sending.
You know what I think? I think this would be an excellent time to end the session. Give you guys a week to figure out what you're going to do. Because, Aras, sometimes fighting isn't the best answer. Sometimes distraction and sometimes shooting it. Sometimes shooting them in the head is the best answer. I don't know. But hey, maybe a week to discuss. You guys are obviously in a very, very desperate situation right now. Aras is literally watching people that cannot defend themselves be killed. Her friends are a minute away. It's a tough situation. I think maybe a good place to stop for now. Have you guys and you know me, I'm always willing for you guys to discuss things at a session, come up with strategies and ideas, and that might give us time to figure out what's happening to poor Amelia's fantasy grounds.
I still don't know what the fuck's going on with that error message. It keeps popping up every 10 minutes with new shit, like, hey, something went wrong, and I'm like, what went wrong? And it's like, oh.
I went ahead and rolled initiative for everyone just to be safe, just in case. And Aras, if you choose to do something, you will have a surprise round, because even though your stealth roll wasn't that great, they're clearly busy.
Maybe a little bit.
And I should also let you know, these are just the people you can see from your door.
Yeah.
So we'll stop the session here. A bit of a cliffhanger, but sometimes that's a good place to cut it for now. And we'll see everyone next Tuesday, where I'm sure everything will be A-okay.
Yay.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. Take care. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.